Albuquerque, New Mexico, Lubbock, Texas, and Waterloo, Iowa. 6 consecutive years of sellout.
Wow.
I'm the
Amazing.
only artist that ever did that. 6 consecutive years.
Wow.
Dang.
That's great.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
you
it
know
is.
what?
I think it is too.
And so, how many years ago was that? I'm just saying, not too.
Just
Well, no, because it's.
Curiosity.
It was back when fairs was. Well, see, the casinos took all of the fairs.
Yes. Yeah.
When the fairs used to be, they were it until the casinos started doing the same thing. So, whenever that was, I don't.
Well, no, I was about to say because it's interesting because there's a crowd out there. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've had a chance to
Yep,
see
it's a
the
big
fields
crowd.
and
No, I
everything.
haven't.
Oh,
you
it's
get
good.
A bunch
Well,
of fans.
I've been used to that too. Mankato, Minnesota. Mankato, Minnesota. I was 60,000 people. I wasn't the only one there either. Like here, there was a number of artists, you know.
Yes, sir, yeah.
But I was part of it. So.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
Wow.
So is that one of your biggest crowds? You think?
Yeah, that was
60,000?
the biggest, 60,000.
Well, that's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah,
Wow. And you weren't nervous?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I was in Milford, Connecticut, and the first time I ever played, I was just getting started, and we had about 40 people. They said one of the finest shows they ever seen in their life. Wow. And that's the way I started off. I said, if it ain't but 40 people or 40,000, they're gonna get the same show, and they never forgot it. I mean,
Wow.
So I didn't just
Amazing.
I didn't just walk out to, well, we ain't got but 40 people. I'm just gonna do this.
Yes, sir, yeah.
And another time we were in Minnesota. I was touring with the Laser Brothers.
Okay.
And we were just getting started, both of them. They didn't know none of us. We had about that same amount of people. And what we did, we got down off stage and went and sang at various tables.
Oh, wow. That's cool. There you go.
Wow.
I bet they like that.
Oh, yes.
Up close and personal.
Wow.
Hey, speaking of up close and personal, we're right here, Strike TV, Video Country, Brian Ring, Angela, and we've got the charming Charlie Pride.
Charming.
How you
Charlie.
doing, Charlie?
I like that.
The one and only.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome. So
Yes.
big year, I guess, celebrating 50 years.
Years.
Yeah.
Wow. Does it seem like 50 years?
50 years in the bit. Yeah, in a lot of ways, yes.
Okay.
Yes, but well, it won't seem like that when I hit the stage. You won't.
Yes, sir, yeah.
You won't be able to tell that. My fans think I'm singing better now than I ever did. So I like to hear that. I'm not saying I am, but they keep saying that and they keep coming. So I'm gonna say, well, maybe they're the judges to keep coming back to see me. So,
Right.
I have
Well,
to
of
say,
course.
yeah,
You
I
got to.
agree because
You got
it
to.
seems like I live in Houston area, but we get to drive around to see Mr. Charlie Pride, which is fine with me.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so, you
We're
know.
on our own little road trip, you know.
Yeah, so we're on it, but it's well
Hanging out
worth
with
it.
Charlie.
So
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
and people talk about it. They've been talking about the show, and this is hey,
Yeah.
we got to go down to see Mr. Charlie Pride. So
And like we said, you got a good crowd out there, so we're looking forward
well,
to the show.
I'm looking forward to getting on there in front of them. You'll see.
Definitely.
That's what I'm here for, to make them happy.
there you go.
Well, hey, one of my favorite songs is Burgers and Fries and Cherry Pies.
Well, we
I
just
love that.
let
Well,
me
my
tell
mom
you,
loves that
we
too.
had it in the show and we just took it out today.
What?
Well,
Charlie?
well, see,
Really?
I don't. My show, I've got 500 and some songs.
Yes, that's true.
And let me just explain something to you.
Yes.
There's a lot of artists don't have but maybe one signature song. I'm fortunate enough to have 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like for example, now if somebody say, "Well, I left my heart in San Francisco," say, who's it? Who recorded that? Somebody say, "Oh, Frank's." I said, "How about Tony Bennett?" "Oh, yeah." I
Yes.
said, "Well, what was his next big one?" I said, "Now, Kirsten Angel, good morning. Kalijah, Chris Chandelier. I'm just going. Is anybody going to San Antonio?" So
Yes.
I take all those 500 and some songs,
Yep.
but those 4 or 5, I got to wrap those songs around. That
True.
was really good. Burgers and Fries was one that was
Mountain of
same,
Love.
and it Mountain of Love. But the same guy that wrote Burgers and Fries wrote my biggest single, "Kissing Angel Good Morning." But you see, I had 36. They said some said 39, 36 number one. But whichever one it was, you cannot do a good, put together a good show just doing 36 or 39 number one.
Yes.
So you can incorporate a good show. So that's what you're gonna see tonight. Now, burgers and fries, like when I said we just took it out.
I know. Just my luck, right?
Well, I'll do you a couple of lines for when we're done here.
Okay, that'd be good. Yeah, you can do that. We'll allow you to do that.
What's your husband's name?
My husband's name is Tommy, the one behind the camera.
Tommy
Mauser.
Mauser. Okay,
Mouser. 21 years.
that's
Hey,
good.
it's fun by
I was
there.
there at one time. Sometime.
At one time.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you've
You
had
did a lot of stuff.
a very good life, not only in
Yes.
music, but started out even baseball,
Yeah,
you know, and you got your first guitar at 14.
yeah.
Didn't your mama give that to you?
No.
No?
Well, no, she ordered it from Sears Roebuck. So I guess she did.
Yeah.
I guess she did, yeah. And but let me tell you, the bad part is that I left it out in the wagon out near the lot, and it rained. And it's these Silvertone guitars out of Sears Roebuck is just put together. Though at that time, I don't know about now, but just glued together. So
Yes,
I
yeah.
never could keep it tuned.
no.
I never could keep it tuned, and I tried to tune it, and it kept boring.
Yep.
The neck kept. I was coming up on the porch. And my mother was coming up on the porch. We grew up kind of in a shotgun house, right? And when she walked up on the porch, she said, boy, you better go out there and she called it my box. You better go out and check your box. Some rats or something might be crawling on. So I jumped up there, and sure it had double the string, that thing. Oh, wow. I kept the neck for a long time, but I'm sure that
You don't have it no more?
well, the Country Music Award, the Country Music
Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame would love to have
Oh,
that.
yeah, they would.
But
Because you're in that too, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Wow. And you've done the Grand Ole Opry.
I belong there too.
Done
Yes.
a lot of stuff. 1993, you were inducted.
Yeah. You're right. See,
Yeah. Yeah. What were the two songs that you played
in
on the Grand Ole Opry?
that the night, first night I was on it.
Yes.
Well, the first night on the Opry, I did. I Can't Help It If I'm Still in Love with You, and then It's a Steak Scarlet Night. Ernest Tubb brought me on.
Wow.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Yeah. And the next time I did it, Roy Acuff brought me on.
That's great.
So
Roy Acuff.
I've been had, those are some of my. In fact, Roy Acuff was the first person I saw on TV
Right.
when I started watching TV. And there's a guy downtown, my hometown, a Sledge, had a cafe, and in between well, we were called color then. The color was on this side, and the white was on that side. So I could, if Tommy was sitting over, I could spit on him, but that's the way they had it for segregation.
Wow.
But they had a TV sitting right like where those lights are there.
Right.
And on comes howdy all your friends and neighbors. Join us in our Prince Albert show. Tune up your 5-string banjo, hang up your fiddle and your bow. Tune up your strings on the vine. Ride up your old car pipe, cause everyone's gonna have some fun at the Grand Ole Opry this year. And that's the way it came on. It was called Kirby. Oswald's real name was Kirby. That was and that's where so that's I never had a recording on that. It was all been in my head since I was.
Wow.
So I guess you might say I was preparing myself, not having no idea about it, to be where I'm sitting today, but
Yeah.
with all that uniqueness of the pigmentation situation.
Yes. Yeah.
So people ask me, all the time about how do I feel about the situation of country music today? I said, well, I'm a traditionalist, and I try to explain that the way I try to explain is that where you want to start. You want to start with Bill Monroe, you want to start Roy Acuff, or how far back you want to start traditionally, whether it be bluegrass, and work your way up to where we are today. What I did, I started of some of the one I just mentioned. I mean, Ernest Tubb, Acuff, Bill Monroe, that my dad liked, all the way up to George Strait. That's where I think traditional stopped with me.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
from that point on, I got a funk that I love. He comes to my wife gives a party for all of our employees. Sometimes I have 2 bands enough there that played with me before the band I got now.
Yes.
To do 2 bands.
Wow.
Oh, my
They used to
goodness.
play with me. Drummer, bass, lead guitar, that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
so what we did, so Randy just had a stroke, and this is the second time. In fact, first time he came, my keyboard player played one of the songs he wrote and everything. And he would sit just between the dining room and the living room. He just smiled and smiled. And when he got ready to leave, before he come back this last time, he told my wife, he said, I want to come back. So he's learning how to talk a little bit, but I had to start somewhere, so I started with, not that he's not traditional, or he is or isn't, but I had to cut it off somewhere and see who started the whole,
Yes, yeah.
the line of,
That's true.
from Randy Travis, Tim McGraw, Garth Brooks, all the way up through Kenny Chesney, you name it.
The 80s, the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the way I have measured
Yep.
the music that from the traditionals to where we are now. And he said, well, how do you feel about it? I said, I ain't gonna feel good about it because I would love to, like Taylor Swift made 53 million the next few years. Just that alone. I mean, I ain't gonna kick. I'm not gonna kick who where it was and where it is. So that's my answer. I mean,
Awesome. It's a very good answer.
and speaking of Houston, I was the first artist that sold the first million ticket during the Houston Livestock
Show
Show.
and rodeo, yes.
And I had people like Elvis, we'd follow one another. And remember, I followed him at the Hilton in Vegas. When he finished, I came right behind him. It's 1971 when I won Male Vocalist and Entertainer of the Year. So the thing here is that the reason I felt that I drew so many people and got to that million tickets so fast, I would take Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's called a dog days. But I still have 35,000 people. It held 44.
Yes, wow.
So after taking the dog days for so many years now, take for instance, there's a lot of artists, his manager said, I don't let my play on no Mondays, no Tuesdays. I'm not gonna let my artists play on no Thursdays. But somebody had to do it, it was me.
It was you.
Now, Mr. Weekly came up and he says, Charlie, just before I finish up, he says, Charlie, you did all the dog days, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So now I want to tell you what. From now on, you just name me when we get started. Which Saturday do you want from now on? Starting in February until the end. Which one? Just tell me which one you want.
Wow.
Now, that made me feel real good. See?
Yes.
Definitely.
And like I say, I didn't want to be doing Monday, Tuesday, with the dog days either. But like you say, somebody has to be. We feel that can do the job and draw the people that I drew.
Yes.
Right.
It was me.
And
It
it
was
worked.
you.
And they're still coming.
It was
Well,
Charlie Pride.
let me
Yep.
tell you, I was on my second million. I booked the first million ticket. I was 300 and some thousand when they start bringing in the younger guys, like the Tim McGraw and the Garth Brooks. A lot of people call them the Hat Gang, whatever. But but all I'm saying is,
Yes, yeah.
I'm just telling you, trying to explain to you
Yeah.
what happened
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
between a piece of chicken.
Hey, we on the back porch, really.
That's right.
Yay!
This is good.
Oh, it's good.
This is good. Yes,
I don't
sir.
talk very much. I'm a very quiet, shy type person.
You're
can
quiet,
tell, we
huh?
can tell,
Yeah,
yeah.
we are too. We've enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, this is nice.
Well, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah, we
Well,
appreciate,
we appreciate you.
Yeah.
And,
Charlie Pride, the
Yes.
one and only.
Thank
and then
you.
me and Brian, Angela here, Stripe TV.
And Tommy,
And my
Mousy.
buddy Tommy, yeah.
oh, is it Mousy or Mouse?
Mauser.
Mouser.
And thanks to Daryl.